for us. Yay! The intro is going live, and hopefully everyone is being able to join us and tune in for the very first author chat for 12 Days of Cozies. And I am joined by two authors. Karen may join us later. We don't know, tech difficulties, what's going on, but I am so happy that these two lovely ladies are joining me tonight because you might remember I kind of gushed about both of their books. I was a huge fan. I have since fallen down the rabbit hole of their backlist of titles. So I also know y'all have been really big fans of their books. My guest host for both of you were so excited when I said I was doing this chat with y'all tonight. They got that kind of like fangirl moment of, oh, you're talking to them. So hopefully people will come in, ask their questions, because your books are both big hits. So for those who have read them, I'm sure you already know who they are, but I am going to ask if you guys could introduce yourselves briefly. Dianne, would you please kick us off and let us know what your cozy mystery title is for those who might not have already read your amazing series?
You bet. I'm Dianne Freeman. I write the Countess of Harley mysteries, and right now I think there are 8 books out. The one you read was number 1, which is A Lady's Guide to Etiquette and Murder, and that introduces my sleuth, Frances, Countess of Harley. And she runs into some problems as she's trying to rebuild a life after becoming a widow.
And then Olivia, aka Patricia, but tonight we're going to be going by Olivia. And y'all, seriously, her backlist is very impressive. I'll be sharing it across platforms. So if you read across genres, she is for you, for sure.
Oh, Angela, you're going to make me blush. I'm Olivia Matthews. That's the cozy mystery pseudonym that I use. My real name is Patricia Sargeant. I write romance as Patricia Sargeant and Regina Hart, but mysteries as Olivia Matthews. And I was super honored when I learned that you read Against the Current for your September read. I almost passed out. I had to contact Denzel Washington for CPR.
Well, I don't know if that would help, though. Wouldn't that, lose your breath even more?
True.
That heart would be pounding.
I mean, he's very attractive, but I mean, I was very excited. So I knew for both of you, I have your books right here. So for both of you, I knew your titles at some point were going to win. So I put off specifically reading them because I knew they were going to be Cozy Mystery Book Club titles, and I wanted to read them with the book club. And so when they won, I'm going, I can finally read this book. And I was so excited. I really was, because so Against the Current, I actually found this one in Barnes and Noble, and I remember holding it up. I made a reel, and it actually got a lot of views. I forget what platform because there's so many now, but it was one of my first very well received, just holding up a book title and showing the tropes. And so I'm going, okay, I posted the reel. People know I have this book. I want to read it, but I knew it was going to be a book club title, so I had to restrain myself. For the coziness. I knew it was coziness to come. How about that?
Oh, that's
awesome.
Oh, welcome. Hello, everyone in the comments. Welcome. I really hope you are enjoying the first day of 12 Days of Cozies. And clearly, you've read these two amazing women. So if you have questions, please post them. I will ask them. I'll post your comment here. Clearly, that is a fun technological thing I can do. Thank you, StreamYard. We have a comment. Against the Current was so good. Love the family so much. So one of the things I kind of find utterly fascinating about the two of you in general with the Cozy Mystery Book Club is your titles are so different from one another. Historical, widowed, return. I mean, you have very different tropes, settings, characters, but they fall under the umbrella of cozy mystery, and you're hitting something that cozy mystery readers love. And so I was kind of curious, when you were writing a cozy mystery, what do you look for when it comes to crafting a cozy? Because there are different things I think readers look for, and clearly you were hitting the markers, because even though they're different, I mean, didn't have all the puns across the board everywhere, but I was loving them as a cozy mystery reader. So when you're doing your cozy mystery research or you're drafting, I don't know if you both draft or not, but when you look at your cozy mystery, you're going, okay, these are the markers I really want to hit, because you guys nailed them when it comes to creating cozy mysteries. So I was curious what you look for a cozy.
Do you want to go first, Olivia?
Oh, okay. I'm happy to. Thank you. The first thing that I look for when I read a cozy mystery is the community. Can I, like, does the community, does the story world pull me into it? And then I look at who the amateur sleuth is and whether I can connect with her uh, profession and her goals. So that's what I was focused on when I was building this one. The Spice Isle Bakeries is a cultural cozy, but I didn't want that cultural cozy to just depend upon the food. I wanted the culture to be the community as well, and uh, the history, the background of the country, um, the music, the mysticism, the folklore. That's what I wanted to build. To be candid, I was kind of nervous because I wanted to place my community in New York because that's where I'm from. I'm Grenadian American, and but New York is not a small town. I focused on that neighborhood. Little Caribbean, Brooklyn, New York is the neighborhood in which I grew up. So I just focused on that.
It's so interesting to hear you say that, because that was one of our points of discussion, because you were able to create a small town community in the big city, and you also you have London, so this is where you two are kind of comparable, where you're going, you have to create this small community, but you guys broke the mold, not actually putting them in the small town Hallmark vibe. So you guys are definitely doing something different, but somehow you still made it work. I mean, you're flipping it around, but you had that community. And also I loved the little Caribbean component of everything, because it was so different from other cozy mysteries that I think we've read. So it was, I mean, it was a huge hit with the readers. Just wanted to make sure when you said that, I was like, I'm like, where is it? Okay. So again, you guys are new. I always have props. I'm like, I got to do something fun. This is the final blowout discussion for the YouTube live stream season.
That's awesome.
I always do something. I have to be prepared, and you deserve the little blower, like celebratory, like, and I just see the comment pop up. So you're currently reading Coconut Drop Dead. Yay!
Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. Angela, I want one of those.
Yeah, really.
I should have sent you like care packages. Like, here was what you need for tonight's live stream. How to be prepared to survive the 12 days of cozies.
I can just imagine opening up that package. Going, wait a minute. What on earth are we going to do?
You're like, okay, so I finally figured these out. Last live stream, I was struggling so much. So they're party poppers that they don't make noise, but they definitely give you that fun little vibe. So you guys get party poppers for being so awesome.
I love that.
So I have to ask the same question. Dianne, author of You Have Victorian England, which is, again, not necessarily something that comes to mind for cozy mysteries.
No, London is a very big city. And the thing is, my main character, because it's the same thing. I look for a main character. I want to make sure I connect with that character, which is kind of weird when it's a countess. But she's a former American heiress, and she came there with her own ideas and, her own history, her own backstory. The thing is, the group that she travels in, the elite of London, is a very small crowd. You see the same people at every event. You visit the same people. You marry into those families. So it really is like a small community within a huge city. So we're very similar to Olivia, and except it's money and status that gets you into that community. And it's just, I always felt like, aristocrats behaving badly. I really want to see that, because they definitely did, the whole Victorian era where everybody behaved, they did not behave. And
have you seen Bridgerton? You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, exactly. You give people everything and they're going to get into trouble.
But that's fun for you as the author. You get to pull
Oh,
that
it's
little
a blast. It's just I love it as an author. I really enjoy what can they get up to now, what kind of trouble can they get into. And so you look for somebody who you connect with, a community that they can still connect with, even though maybe it's not your normal people. They're not who you normally socialize with. And it just some good twists. I don't really know what the markers are, as you mentioned, for a mystery, but I do kind of know that every story needs, you need somebody to it needs to keep moving on. And then you get into a twist, and then this happens and that happens. And a lot of times it kind of comes naturally just on its own as you're writing the story. So I don't know.
The part that I find so interesting is when we talk about cozies, typically we're going, I love the puns, I love this. And all of a sudden you're going, wait a second, there aren't any puns. That's okay. I don't mind that. Wait a second, the victim, I don't totally hate them, but I have questions over here. And so you're invested. But writing your red herrings, this is when I think the marker of a great mystery author is if you have a red herring and the author you don't feel as if you just wasted 20 pages or 2 chapters going down a rabbit hole. You still feel as if the story progressed. You still feel as if you learned about the character, you learned something new. It wasn't wasted, even though you didn't solve the mystery. So both of you did that extraordinarily well. I think the pacing for both of your books, and as I'm looking at them, I mean, for the book club, I go across platforms. I'll read the ebook, I'll listen to the audio, but as I'm looking, they're actually the same size. So maybe they're kind of similarly paced, but both of the pacings for both of them, they kept you on your toes. So it was almost as if you had I love how I'm looking at this. You guys are actually kind of neck and neck with the page count too. 280. Yeah.
What I think it is that we both wrote a traditional mystery, which is very much like a cozy mystery.
Yeah.
Probably without the puns and things of that nature, but
that's okay. We didn't,
an Agatha Christie kind of mystery. So it works that way. But yeah, the red herrings for me are generally suspects who turn out not to be the bad guy, but they're still guilty of something. So that's why they seem so suspicious.
You're like,
not this crime, but they're guilty of something.
I just remember
you got something going on.
A little mustache twirly moment. You're like, something's happening. I love how she's nodding, yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to those red herrings, you have to have them be engaging. So this might even pertain more to your writing process. I mean, do you plot out your mysteries? Because for both of you, the pacing, the way the characters develop, I feel as if I picture the two of you with your flashcards, rearranging things perfectly because that's how it flowed. But I'm sure it wasn't as movie montage as that.
Okay, for the book that you read, the first book, I did no plotting.
Ooh.
And it took me 3 years. It was just because it was just this tangled mess that I had to then untangle and, throw people out, characters who didn't, I kept moving them to another room because I didn't know what to do with them. And I mean, it was bad. And I had to detangle it and then kind of reconstruct it. From that point on, I started plotting. And I plot a lot. I plot the crime, as if, so I know who, what, where, when, why, how, and I know where all my suspects were at the right time. And it just makes it so much easier to write the story. And so I learned a lot on that first book.
Okay, I'm pulling this up because I wanted to, I was going to put the media asset right in the corner. StreamYard, you're supposed to do certain stuff for me. Work. Anyway, I was trying to pull it up when you said that because you have so many titles. So the fact when you say 3 years, I'm going, you might have taken 3 years for that one, but you definitely found your footing and picked up the pace.
That's one of the scary things about publishing. Somebody, publisher loves your book. Great. We're going to, and we would like another one in 11 months. And it's like, do you know how long that last one took me? So it's a bit of a scare, but you do get used to that. And for me, I have to do a lot of research before, and I'm sure Olivia does too. So that takes most of my time is doing the research. Some of
That's
it.
the scary part. The research is the scary part. Am I understanding this correctly? Am I asking the right questions? Will people, oh, when I wrote, I also have the Peach Coast Library mystery series, and in the first book,
It's up there. It's just out of frame. I was like, I don't know if I can
Thank you.
change the angle, but it's up there.
You're so kind. Thank you so much. There's this device that can stop a car's automatic lock. And I researched it because I needed something like that. And I was sort of happy, sort of sad that there was something like that. But some readers didn't believe that it existed. So, but I have the website and everything to show that, yes, I did the research. Yes, this does exist. So
That's where the author's note comes in. Because I've run into that too, where people say, no, that's not possible. It's like, oh, why didn't I put it in the author's note? Just,
yeah.
I mean, and I'm talking minutia, really weird things.
I'm curious.
One of the
Would
books.
this face lie to you? Would this face lie?
I'm curious.
Just because I write fiction, do you think I make things up?
I'm curious. You have to say, what is the most random and or fun fact you found while researching? Because based on the way you're reacting, like you've had fun with this. I mean, research can get tiring and it can be cumbersome, but the fact that you guys both light up, like they found a way to make it fun, or they found something along the way where you're like, this was worth it.
Oh, wow. The most, I'm sorry, the most, what was the
Like
question?
noteworthy or something that was really fun. You're going, wow, that's a really random fact I didn't know, or that is so fun. I wish more people knew this. You're like, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Some of it might make me seem a little bit too macabre, though.
I mean, you can always post about it or think about it later.
I know things like blood spatter and stuff like that.
Yeah,
poisons.
Okay, here's one too. Also, how many criminals? Because I'm in 1899 in that book, and then I progress. Now the book I'm writing now is just the beginning of 1901, and the police did not have a lot of tools in their basket to investigate crime, to study crime scenes, things like that. But it's like they had way more than the criminals thought they did.
Ooh.
Criminals who literally didn't get rid of the body. It's still there. I mean, things like that. It's like, oh, you found me. How is that possible? It's just amazing that they didn't think the police even had things like that. So they left footprints everywhere. And this is when you read the real crimes, in the newspapers, and you're like, boy, they're really ignorant. But they didn't know that the police had these skills. So they didn't have much, but they had enough. And they kept getting better and better at it. But it's hilarious. But if I wrote it that way, nobody would believe it. So there's a fact that really kind of, it's like, darn it, I can't do that because nobody will believe it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
I mean, how do you learn these things? I mean, what book or movie are we watching? Like, what documentary was this in? I mean, how do you find these little, gems of wisdom?
For me, a lot of it is the newspapers of the time.
Fair.
Yeah.
Also, there are a lot of really good research books. Like I love this one, Forensics, by Dr. D.P. Lyle. This is a really good book. You have to be careful, though, because you could spend hours just randomly turning wow, that's cool. Anything else? Oh, that's really cool. Anything else? 3 hours later.
You haven't written a word.
Like, and I didn't make any progress with this work, today.
Yeah. But it was really interesting.
Yeah, you get a lot of really good, and then there are documentaries, and I love those true, like the Learning Channel has a lot of really great documentaries in it. Mysteries at the Museum. Oh my gosh, yeah, really great.
YouTube has a lot of good, like tour guides who are taking you through these old homes, things of that nature.
Oh,
YouTube has a lot of good
wonderful.
information.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then you can contact the people and, where were your sources? What can I do?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's
Yes.
pretty awesome.
So you both, the way you nodded immediately, you're going, you did reach out to people, because I think that's where I hesitate, where I'm going, how do you, this is someday I'm going to have to walk into a police station and be like, look, I will pay for your time. I will bring you guys coffee and everything. Someone needs to talk to me about murder and like actual police procedure. Like, I have very specific questions. No, I'm not going to kill anybody. No, I'm not a danger to society. Like, I just picture, like, I need to go in there. Like, I have a book club. It's murder mystery based. It's fine. Like, I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not actually looking to do something, but like, I have very specific questions. But like, how do you reach out to people? So you're like, I'm writing a murder mystery. Don't worry about my husband. He's fine. Or don't worry about the bad neighbor next door. And like, no. This is actually just for a mystery novel. It's legit. We're good. So how do you reach out to someone and say, hey, expertise, please help me?
It's a little easier for me because I don't need to know new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to go directly to the police or to, I don't even know who else you go to, lawyers, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
I mainly go to researchers, to historians, and they're used to it. We reach out to them all the time, so they're used to it. I don't know how Olivia does it to find, if you write a contemporary, I don't know.
It's surprisingly, shockingly easy, because law enforcement my experience has been that they want you to understand what they do for a living. So as an example, I was at this book festival, and one of the security officials was a Columbus police officer. And I asked her, I write romantic suspense. May I have your business card so that I can call you when I'm working on this trilogy? And she handed it to me. Her work hours were 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I would email her at night and she would respond to me in the morning, and then I would follow up at night and she'd get back to me in the morning. She had so much information she was happy to share with me because she wanted me to understand.
Yeah.
And then there was this other police officer I met at the grocery store.
Oh.
And
Like, just randomly.
I saw him and I said, "Are you cosplaying?" No, I didn't say that. I just
I want to talk to you about murder.
Like, don't chase me with the butterfly net. I'm okay. It's
yeah. I was in the produce section. No. And I just said to him, I have some questions about the homicide department. And he was happy to in the grocery store. Yeah. So it's some people, they don't respond. But more than half the time, they want you to understand what they do for a living. So they're happy to share with you. I contacted the president of the International Arson Investigations Organization. And I gave him a list of questions and he responded really nicely. And then I thanked him in my book and I gave him a copy of the book, because protocol says you should thank them in the book and give them a copy once it comes out. Months later, he responded to me and he said, "Thank you for the copy of the book that you sent to me. I'm sorry that I'm responding so late, but my secretary took it and read it before giving it to me."
that is the best.
That's cool.
You're like, I'm seeing Regina was commenting. I want to make sure I reference this. So she was talking about the sleuthing duo for A Lady's Guide to Etiquette. And then she was talking about the grandmother in the Spice Isles. So Regina, you were hitting on something so important here with the family and friend support system in the Cozy Mystery, because that is something you guys, again, it was different, but both nailed it. So writing Cozy Mystery, families, friends, the sleuthing sidekick, advice, comments, thoughts. I'd love to know how you approach this, because you have to have a sleuther, a protagonist for the kind of mystery I mean, when it comes to Cozies, there's the one amateur sleuth, but she has people around her who push her along the way, who give her information. So how do you create your secondary friends and family? Olivia's smiling like she is a thought.
Okay, you go.
Oh, no, I was going to say, Diane, do you want to take that one?
Okay, I will. It is very different than creating your sleuth, because it's like they do play roles in there, and you have them there for a purpose. So even though they have their own personalities and whatnot, they have to fulfill this role. And like in that book, I really meant for, oh God, now I can't think of her sister's name.
Oh, I'm blanking. I know this. I know the family.
All right, for Frances' sister to kind of like hold up a mirror to her. It was Frances's next second chance. That's who she was.
I should know that.
Fiona was the buddy. Alicia Stoke Whitney was, if Frances had made other choices, she could have been Alicia. So there were things like that going on. There was another, I can't remember, Countess somebody or other, whose daughter was also coming out, who was the one who warned her. So she was kind of the protector. So they all have different series. And like Reggie was, or not Reggie, but Graham was just the one who just would constantly pick and needle her, into doing. And he often urged her to be taking action just because he was needling her, and she did it for her own protection type thing. So you have these characters who they're real and you want them as well-rounded as possible, but they also have a role too.
Like they move the plot forward. There's a reason you exist.
And sometimes that's it when you're doing something. I've kind of learned a lot over the time of writing, but when you're in a situation where two people are just talking too darn long and you need that information,
they're talking too long.
Throw in another person and make that person funny, because it will just break it up. It will make it so much more interesting for you to get, because there's information I got to deliver to you, but I don't want to just sit there and talk to you. Yeah. So if I have to do it, I'll throw in another person, and hopefully that person like totally doesn't understand what's going on, and it makes it more humorous. And it also might steer you away from noticing the clues I'm planting. So there's that too. But I love secondary characters, don't you, Olivia?
I really do. And just like you said, Diane, I love mirror characters. Mm-hmm. I think that really helps with the character arc, where you hold up, as you said, a mirror to your sleuth. At the beginning of the book, it really defines where they are. And then as the arc unfolds, you hold that same mirror up and you realize how far the character has come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that something you work on or explore in the editing phase, or is that again when you're thinking, it's so literary, and it's something that sounds so prolific, or so profound, I should say. Profound is the word I was looking for, because it is something where you're going, wow, that there is an analysis there. I almost want to write like an essay exploring these topics in a way, like, oh, how did we do this? Because I'm thinking Lacan there, like Lacan, that's a whole separate communications theory. Let's talk about Lacan and mirror theory. But when does this come into play for you? Because that is something where you're fleshing it out, you're giving it depth, and those characters, do you instinctively go, well, this character's humorous, so you're going to be very stoic? I mean, how do you approach that? They're mirror images in a fun but yet realistic way, because you don't want it to be like, okay, we have immediately like colors, like we're doing like, good, bad, nice, evil, like, something like that. Mm-hmm. Like you don't want it to be like the perfect juxtaposition. You want it to be a little bit more yin and yang, where like there's a little bit of flowing in and out.
Yeah, it's much more subtle, and we probably do it differently. I write a lot of drafts, so those characters get in there in the first draft and then they get refined. And that's how it works. Sometimes a whole character goes away and becomes someone else because it's not who I needed.
Oh, that's fascinating to me.
She actually
Yeah.
kills her darlings.
Oh, I
is
have no
fascinating.
problem killing my darlings. The story is the most important part.
You don't ever
Oh.
get, I mean, sentimental of, oh, I created this as my brain baby. You're going, nope. I mean,
It's the whole story, and it's got to work. And yeah, if there's a character, I had in book 8, no, book 7, I had Francis's sister, whose name escapes me again, part of it. And again, I'm like, she's wrong for this. This is because now I'm in book 8 and they've developed characters that characters as in personalities
yeah.
that you know very well. And it's like, she's acting out of character. You know who I need? I need Fiona. So out went the sister, in came Fiona. And I have no problem with that. Do you, Olivia? You?
No, I don't. I think you put it so perfectly, Diane. The story is the most important thing. That the story is your baby. And if you want to give your baby the milk, like the mirror character or whatever, but that milk is like it's whole milk and your baby doesn't like whole milk, you gotta get rid of that whole milk
Like it's
for the
lactose
baby.
intolerant.
Perfect. That's a perfect analogy. Yeah.
I think you put it that's such a key. The story is the most important thing.
Mhm.
Similar to Diane, there is a scene in which Lindsay is being followed and she needs backup. In the first draft, she called her brother, but that was too flat. So I chucked him out of there and I got the lawyer friend, the brother's mentee. And that scene had much more pop to it.
It was a very poppy, I'm going to say poppy scene. I like him as a side character. I really like him.
It's like baseball. You have a bench and you have a deep bench. You can just keep pulling people
The
in.
deep bench, yes.
So we have a question here. How did you learn to write cozies? Were you educated as writers or self-taught? I mean, you're holding up a forensics book. I mean, I immediately was thinking of Jessica Fletcher when she had her, I don't know if there's an episode where she literally is like, oh, you can go through my bibliography. I'm going, okay, that's what you just had, Jessica Fletcher vibes. And she was the, I'm making Olivia laugh. That's making me feel so good. I'm like, oh, I made her laugh because she made me laugh. Pay it forward.
I would say a little bit of both, a little bit of professional classes, whatnot, and mostly self-taught, mostly reading. Reading is a good way of learning how to write. And I've just written forever. And well, all right, that's not true. I'm old. So it seems like forever.
No, you're not.
I've written since my 20s when I got out of college. I'm like, I actually missed writing papers. And so I just started writing for my own amusement. I would just write stories and it would be, I didn't know that they were bad because they were first drafts. I just thought I wrote bad books and I'd put them aside. But you learn as you go. So I probably wrote about 7 manuscripts that are buried in the backyard and just never will see the light of day if I have anything to say about it. But then when I retired, because again, I'm old, when I retired, I thought, you know what? I'm going to write something and I'm going to revise it and I'm going to see if somebody wants to read it. And that's kind of how you learn.
Genius.
You two are
Nobody ever says that about me, but thank you.
You two are meant to be friends.
Yeah.
You're like future like beta reader, editor. You're like, this must be. So you're laughing. You're going, so how would you answer that? What did you do aside from your forensics book to teach you about your detail analysis? What I'm also curious, I'm going to go back to this and ask, because you mentioned classes, like what classes did you enroll in? Because I mean, I've done things across the board from taking creative writing as an undergrad to then doing like the UC Berkeley online writing course, just as like, you know, to, I mean, that was one of those you didn't have to apply. I mean, then there was like taking MFA type of classes. So I'm curious, when you say classes, like what type of classes were you taking? Because there's so many different types of writing classes. I mean, there's in person going to listen to lectures. I've done that. But then there's the online writers digest courses where you're literally just submitting a chapter a week and then they'll give you revisions. And I've done that multiple times. So like, what were your classes? What were you taking to learn?
Okay.
She's like, I have an answer for you.
This book, Goal, Motivation, and Conflict by Deborah Dixon. Have you heard of that book?
I am immediately adding that to my TBR.
Please do, because I would not know anything about writing without this book.
Wow.
Because one of the things, please stop me if I'm talking too much, okay?
We're not. No, keep talking. I want all the answers. I love listening to you too.
I'm just gonna jot down the name of that book.
I know. I mean, I wanted to like screenshot it. I'm like, oh, I'll be going back. I'm like, okay, can we screenshot it? Yes.
Yeah. It's Goal, Motivation, and Conflict by Deborah Dixon.
Oh,
And for everyone in the comments, I will find this book. I will include the link and share it across platforms. I'm like, if Olivia Matthews, this woman who we all adore reading, if she's recommending this,
Stop it. Stop it.
I also think it's hysterical. I have literally like an entire bookcase over there about writing related texts, inspirations. I'm like, and that's the, like, I'm going, how is she finding a book that I don't have, something I haven't read? I mean, I even have those random digital copies where like they're not even printed. They're just somebody who self-publishes like a 50-page whatever, and I end up reading those or listening to them. I mean, so I'm going, how did she find the one book? I'm impressed.
Here's my situation, and I'll try not to be too long-winded about this, but when I first started writing, I did not know what I did not know. And that's intensely frustrating because then you don't know what information to seek out. And you go to different courses, but nothing clicks because you don't know what you don't know. And then I found Goal, Motivation, and Conflict by Deborah Dixon, and it was like, oh, because plot, when you take the bare bones of it, the plot really is, what is your goal? Why do you want it? That's motivation. And what is preventing you from achieving your goal? So that really is your plot. If you were to sit down and think of Dianne's very excellent cozy mystery, you boil it down. What is her goal? What is her sleuth's motivation for that goal? And what is preventing her from finding the goal? And then you have the seed of your entire story. So every scene is little bites of, every scene truly is little bites of goal, motivation, and conflict. And just hold up your hand if I'm talking too long, okay? One more thing.
No, keep going.
I know. I'm like, can I do the party popper? I'm like, can we give her another one? Like, we're going to do this. Because I'm like, this is the book recommendation. Party popper. There we go.
So then you get to this book. Now, people make fun of me because I've read this book more than once. Because some people find it a little too much. You know, it's The Writer's Journey by Christopher Vogler. But this breaks down the 12 points of the story. So if you go to Star Wars as an example, Star Wars, and you look at the 12 points of the writer's journey, George Lucas followed that to a T.
Oh.
And look, yeah, he even said in an interview that I read that this was his template. The 12 steps, the ordinary world, the invitation to the refusal of the call, he does this. Yes.
I love that you're taking them to heart. You're like, I picture you with the intricate notes, your post-it notes, color coding, highlighting.
I am that nerd. My outlines, My outlines are 37 pages long.
Wow.
Yeah, 30 to 37 pages long because I am that nerd.
Single spaced, or were there graphics involved, or was it when you say 37 pages? I'm going, is this double spaced?
No, no.
Does it really matter? 37 is long, double or single.
You're going, well, yeah, you're going, that's a lot of typing. I mean, this is, I found that book when I went down like the writer's was The Writer's Way, Julia Cameron, when I was looking up all those books. So that one I have read. I'm nodding like it's been a long time, but now I need to go reread it. But this is a very random question. So when you're typing 37 pages, how does your hand not get tired? Because I've been having to wear like a wrist brace. I am way too young for carpal tunnel, but I am starting to get carpal tunnel. I'm picturing you writing 37 pages. How do you keep your wrists or your fingers and everything healthy to be there for 37 pages? How do you do that?
You know, I don't have trouble. Maybe it's
You're just meant to be a writer. It was just meant to be. Her body is conditioned to type. Like she knows what she wants to do and she makes it happen.
Okay, I think that maybe, and maybe I'm thinking of it wrong, but like when I do my 16-page outline, I'm not typing the whole thing from beginning to end because there's so much I have to look up in the meantime. I don't know if you are, Olivia. I mean, are you typing it from page 1 all the way to page 37?
The reason that I started doing that is that before I was unjustifiably laid off from work, I was juggling the day job with my writing career.
Mm-hmm.
And you may know that doesn't give you a lot of time. You have a family, you have a full-time job that demands a lot of overtime. You have other things that you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So your writing time might be just 2 hours a day. So when I get in, I need to just jump in and then get out. So my outlines were a way for me to do that. My outlines, it tells me when the scene is happening, what is happening in that scene, where it's happening, the goal, motivation, and conflict of that scene, and it might even have dialogue from that scene. So I copy and paste it. I copy it from my outline, I paste it into my manuscript, and then I just flesh it out.
Mm-hmm.
That way I could get in and then get out.
I mean, the way you say that, I'm going, so did you literally just go, okay, I'm closing the door, I'm getting to this? Because I remember, I want to say it was Lori Foster. She goes, oh, I have to light a candle because that sets the tone. When you say get out, I'm like, are you doing anything to set the mood? Or are you just like, okay, laptop's open, game on?
When before I was laid off, it was laptop open, game on.
Mm-hmm.
But to Lori's point, now that I have to make this gig work to pay my bills,
yeah,
there are that habit that you have to get into so that it tricks your mind into your story world. So now my habit is I light an incense candle, come into my office, turn on the light, put down the candle, open the blinds, and then game on. It tricks my mind into being in that story world.
So you do have that like Pavlov's dog, like this is what we're doing, this is setting the tone, and now we know, okay, focus.
Exactly. But before I didn't have that kind of time. It was laptop on, game on.
I don't have that kind of focus. So I am more like you can get a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours out of me. And then, and one thing, I recently had back surgery. I've got my brace going on, and I'm supposed to walk every 30 minutes or so, and it just 5 minutes. So I literally make a lap or two around the house. And I can't tell you how well that kind of refreshes my mind and lets me get right back into the story. So it's like, well, even after I've healed, after physical therapy and all that, I am going to keep this up because it's wonderful. So for me, I need a mini break as I'm writing to just kind of refresh my mind. Otherwise, it's like I could either fall asleep or I could just totally start writing the wrong stuff, So.
Dianne, you're so right, Dianne. I do half-hour writing sprints.
Mhm.
And I get up every half hour. I stretch.
Yeah.
I pray to God to give me inspiration for
Please
the
make
next.
me go back.
I was gonna say this is where, for me, if I did something like that, and I did a half hour, as soon as I get up, I would just see something like, oh, that needs to be cleaned. Oh, the dog needs this. How do you know
Yeah.
to come back? How do you know, like, how long of a break is too long of a break?
Yeah, probably more than 10 minutes is too long of a break.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like, 20 minutes, half hour. No, you're like,
Yeah.
nope, we got to get back to work.
Yeah.
You're also giving me Nora Roberts vibes, because at one point, I want to say she said she walked, was it 2 hours a day, or she did 3 miles a day or something? And the way you said going to actually walk, even, oh my gosh, there was another author. Well, even Agatha Christie said she was walking on the beach, planning plots in her head. It's like, maybe walking does lend itself to mystery writing, or
Yeah. I
writing.
take like a regular walk too, for maybe 30, 40 minutes. And yeah, that's how I work through plot problems.
Oh, so
I jog.
you jog? Okay, but do you have any music playing, or is it just silence?
It's silence.
It's whatever is out in the area. I don't have any music playing.
Okay, because that's also where I'm like, Taylor Swift had her CD. Oh no. Anywho. So someone up above also mentioned the grandma with the spice aisles, but then we also have a comment here mentioning the retirement resonates with her as a reader. So you guys do hit on realistic things that people encounter with their lives. And I mean, is it more about this is cathartic for you as the writer? You know that someone else is experiencing it. You want people to understand. I mean, how do you approach these things? Because that can be, I mean, retirement for some people is going one phase of life into another. So you have to not handle it with kid gloves. You have to handle it with like white gloves. You have to know how to handle it in a nice way so that people read it, they understand it, they enjoy, but they're still entertained and enjoying the story. Like there's some topics that can be heavy, but you guys, again, it's cozy mysteries. So you have to have it be light and airy to some degree, but also you're grounding it in reality. If I said that correctly. It must be the fresh air. I just saw this about your walks. Yes, fresh air for writers, apparently. Like, I need to go outside more. But writers are introverts. You make me want to, you're sending me outdoors. What are you doing to me?
I have a treadmill.
I'm not going outdoors and talking to people. I'm just taking a walk. Got my blinders on.
Can we put more asterisks? You can go walking, but you're not interacting with anyone. Like, okay. Right. Maybe the dog, she can come with me, but aside from Daisy, no.
Yeah. But as part of what you said, a lot of times what inspires a story can be not something that fits with a Frances book or a cozy mystery, and yet I still want to write it. I read I read a lot of nonfiction. It's kind of my favorite thing, just history or true crime even. And I read one that was just so bizarre that I'm like, oh my God, it had me fascinated. And I thought, wow, I wonder if I could do something like this. And the answer was no, that is way too dark. You can't, and grisly and horrible. But then I went, wait a minute. What if everybody thinks that's what happened? But that's not what happened. So I had Frances and George work on a cold case. And that was my last book. And then they had to find out that because they never found the killer. So they found out or had to investigate to determine what really happened. But and then I got to use my mean, horrible plot. So.
I mean, also doing cold case, that was different too. I noticed that right away for cozy mysteries. Cold cases was, you make it work. It's one of those, if you're trying to pitch it as a debut author, they're going, that doesn't quite fit in this subgenre. We're not really sure where you're going with this. But for you, I mean, you've established the world. It made sense. And it still had the coziness that you're expecting for that series. And I remember reading that book going, whoa, this I remember the eyeballs opening.
Where is she going with this?
But at the same time, you've earned my trust, so I was okay with it. Whereas there was another book we had for the Cozy Mystery Book Club where children were going missing, and I'm going, this is really dark. This I was not expecting. So that was the first book in the series. Going, okay, picking up book 2. Not super motivated to do that right now because life, I want something fun and inspiring, and missing children and 20 years of missing children, not really what I want right now. I want Hallmark.
Yeah.
But you earned the trust, so I knew, okay, we're going to see where this goes. So I'm curious if that's something where you, because it was the latest book in the series, is that something that you kind of had to build up to? I mean, or would you be able to eventually be like, oh, in retrospect, that could have been the first book in another series? Because for me, I think for you, it worked because you had set up the world so well, where you're going, okay, this is another, I was going to say like almost an episode, like this is another installment in their world. So it worked. Whereas if that was going to be the first book in a Cozy Mystery series, I'm going, that is very scary.
That's a great question, Angela.
Oh, thank you. I try.
That is the thing about a series, in that you have a character arc in every book, and then you also have a series arc. And if your character is an investigator, you have to keep challenging them. Yeah. And that is how you challenge. And also, the subplot, you challenge them on a personal level as well. But otherwise, you're just writing the same book over and over, and you don't want to do that. So I don't think I would have written that as Frances's first book. Maybe not a cozy mystery first book, but it still had the cozy elements. It still is a traditional mystery, but there was that underlying yikes to it. And it was all off the page. So if anybody's nervous about that, nothing happens on the page.
If you've been around long enough, I'm a Hallmark person at heart. That's where my mind goes when I think of cozy mysteries. I think Hallmark, the warm cup of tea, the just the vibes of everything. It's always the vibes. For some reason, I always say the vibes of everything. And I was fine with your book. I mean, I've also watched Criminal Minds and gone down other roads.
Yeah.
I mean, so my brain is definitely like serial killers and Hallmark. It's very different. But you somehow had like the overlap of, we have a little bit of dark, but we still feel like it's a warm hug.
Mm-hmm.
But you're nodding along. So I did have another question, because I think Olivia touched on this earlier, talking about other books. What was the first cozy mystery you ever read? Or what is the most impactful cozy mystery for you? Because you were referencing how books are so important for you as the author of being a reader. I think, was it Dianne? You actually posted something. Was it on your Facebook? Because I always do research before the live streams. I always look up what you guys have talked about recently, so I'm not asking the same questions. But it was talking about how you mentioned, I believe, how writers are readers. So what cozy mystery it was holds a special place in your heart?
Okay, I'm not going to go with cozy.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say that. Like the original cozy mystery would be the Miss Marples.
Okay.
The Agatha Christie Miss Marples.
They're right there.
Probably, I forget, I'm going to get the name wrong because it's a time. The 10-5 train.
The train.
Yes. And that's probably my favorite. I've read it multiple times.
Ooh.
And then I have advanced to her not so cozy books. But I think the Miss Marples are pretty much the pattern. They're really.
As I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
We're right there.
With a news. Yeah, it's cozy. Okay, if you've ever gone, I'm going to just really quickly insert this. If you've ever gone to Malice Domestic, you probably know who Robin Agnew is. And she used to own a bookstore in Ann Arbor, where I lived in Michigan.
That's how I know the name. Okay, I was like, I knew the name, but I couldn't place her.
Yeah, Aunt Agatha's, and my first book debuted there. She held my release party, which was lovely, and she interviewed me. And one of the things that she brought up that I went, oh, really? Because you see all these elements that people tell you a cozy has to have. Mm-hmm. But she said the one thing, and you really have to remember this, is the victim and the perpetrator, the victim and the villain know each other. Ooh. And that's kind of, in a creepy way, what makes it cozy.
I never thought of it like that. That's actually a different way of phrasing
I mean, you need those other elements too, or else you have like suspense, domestic suspense or something like that. But they do know each other. It's like, oh my God. And I think that's part of that close circle of a community. I know. Isn't that weird?
I'm like,
She's so amazing.
Well, because I thought you were going to say something of you need the unlikable victim. You need someone they're not going to miss. I'm going, oh, sometimes they have you're looking into the mother's death or the father's death, and it's sad and somewhat traumatic for the sleuther, but they're solving the murder and they somehow still cozy at times. But you don't always dislike the victim. But saying the victim knew their killer, that also makes it a little sound airy in a way. You're going, that's a little scary.
It's another slant on it. Yeah.
That's an interesting way of phrasing that. Olivia, what is your cozy mystery?
Okay. When I was in elementary school, there was this series called Alfred Hitchcock and the Three Investigators. Have you heard of it?
I have Alfred Hitchcock stuff down at the bottom of my shelf. This entire book section, I'm gonna just show you. I don't know if you've got I literally have multiple bookcases. This entire room is just a library. These are flowers Ben sent me. Ben Botany and Books. He's so sweet. He sent them to me for 12 days at Cozy, so I wanted them to be in the live stream. But this entire room is pretty much books on books. So as soon as you said it, I'm like, you're down there, but there are flowers on top of them, so I can't really quite get at those ones. But
awesome!
Please tell those unfamiliar, because this is why I like you. Yeah. Same wavelength.
There are these three young boys who want to solve mysteries in their neighborhood. But when they start their investigation, they go to Alfred Hitchcock for tips on how to investigate the murder. And I don't think I've ever, maybe one other person I've met is familiar with that series, but I just loved those books. Those boys were so nerdy and the mysteries were so fun.
When did they come out? Was that like the 70s, the 80s?
Yes.
And I have them right next to Party Boys. I'll take a photo so you know I'm not lying. Like, they're down there. There's just a lot of books.
Believe you. Would that face lie to me?
I mean, last live stream, I was going to try and have some fun with this. So we have the candle for 12, but I feel like I could totally do something malicious because we have the knife cake where I'm like, yes, would I lie to you? Hold up the knife. That has a very different air to it than just holding up the cake. Oh, thank you. She loves hearing the backstory, and it's so easy to read amazing books from both of you and just how they came out this way. It's like baking the cake. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You just get the beautiful product at the end. We don't know when you ever said 3 years, I would never know you struggled, blood, sweat, and tears for 3 years. I mean, you won the Agatha Award. I mean, you're very well established. It's hard to think, oh, she was once a debut author.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
At 59, I was a debut author. So if any of you on there think it's too late, it isn't.
I hope people don't think it's too late.
Yeah.
Oh,
so many people say that. Oh, I'm too old for that. No, you're not.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was Victoria Gilbert. She published, I don't remember if she said it was her 50s or 60s, but yeah, she was saying later in life, she was like, this is something I've always wanted to do, and I made it happen. Yeah. I'm going, go you. I don't know how many books, 12, 15 later, I'm going, you did it.
Awesome.
And you are across genres. You are just, you're killing it in all of the different ways. So you said romantic suspense, romance. We have cozy mysteries. I mean, what is on the horizon for you? More romance, more cozies? I'm going to say, do I get puns or do I get steam? What do I expect from you next?
Well, the steam is coming out in 2026. I have a romantic suspense trilogy featuring 3 sisters who are all in some sort of crime connected profession. There's a homicide detective, a prosecutor, and a true crime podcaster. But also later in 2026, I'm really excited to release the third book in the Peach Coast Library Mystery Series. It's called Murder Under a Pen Name. And I'm also pitching another cozy mystery trilogy.
I mean, I won't jinx it, but do we know the trope? Can you at least say if it's a baking, a coffee, or animal? I mean,
It's a tea.
ooh.
Oh,
Yes.
love tea.
Me too. I've always been fascinated by the medicinal benefits of teas.
Ooh.
Interesting. I love a good tea cozy mystery. Vicki Delaney has her tea cozy mystery. If someone
Love Vicki.
if someone opened the email newsletter, there might be a 2026 title that is tea themed. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I was very excited when a title won. I'm going, oh, I'd been waiting for certain titles. I'm going, hey, it finally got first place 3 years later, but it got it. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I'm excited for that one. But I'm going, what are you? I'm like, what's the spin gonna be? I'm intrigued. I'm going, even if they need to pick it up. I don't know who the publisher is, but I'm like, I'll get a petition going. Be like, take her on. I need this book in my life.
Oh, thank you. Very kind.
So, are there more books to come?
There are. They've been in Paris for a while, and this is kind of exciting. In September of 2026, my books usually come out in June. This one will be out in September because it's a Christmas book.
Oh.
And let me think about this. A Christmas Guide to Family and Murder.
I was like, oh, snap.
I love it. I love it.
But I really, really enjoyed it. I had a little bit of trouble writing this one, but once I got, this has to happen. Another one of those, get these characters out of here. You have to do this. And it worked, and it just flowed so beautifully. So I hope everybody's going to enjoy it because I just loved writing it.
But I have to wait until September 2026. That was the hiccup there. I mean, this is one of the things about ongoing and current series. You have to wait in between. But then I end up rereading. So then I end up noticing things I didn't pick up on the first time and loving them all over again. But at the same time, I'm going, I need to wait. I always make these little impatient, like waiting, like ticking, looking around, like, where's my next book? Like I make those reels and people always get so excited because it hits a nerve. Going, I'm waiting for the next book in my favorite series like this. And
I do the same thing. We're readers too, as that suggested. I have my books that it's like, oh, come on, faster. But yeah, I can pop out a book a year. That's it. And if it's Christmas, it's got to come out a little bit later. So, but I hope it'll be worth the wait. It's just 3 months.
It will be. I think that's awesome that it's coming out in September. A lot of Christmas books come out in October. I'm thinking that might be a little too late.
Well, it's September 30th, so
it's almost cheating, Diane.
Hey, you could have said August because that's when we get pumpkin spice now. So, September is still. I mean, some of those people. I have a friend who very much has had that Christmas tree up for weeks before December 1st hit. So I'm going. September is fine. That's.
It could have been Christmas in July too.
Yes,
but I don't get to make the decisions.
Well, you're with Kensington. You're still, yes. They make wonderful decisions. So, I mean, as far as books are concerned, I defer to their knowledge because whatever they're doing, it works. Yeah. She's like, yeah, Kensington. Mm-hmm. But I am curious. So you have one for again, September 2026. So do you already, you plan, you plot, do you know it's coming for, dare I say, 2027?
Yes, I did get another contract. And there's going to be book 10 is in 2027. And they're in London. And there's a murder at Kensington Palace.
Okay, I kind of love that you have
fun.
Kensington. I love that you have Kensington and Kensington. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm like, that's so meta. I'm there for that.
It's funny. I didn't choose it. The actual facts, the real history, actually, it had to be there. There was no other option. So it's Kensington Palace, and I'm sitting here with floor plans. Trying to get to, where everything happens. It's funny. I'm very visual like that. I need to know what this looks like and how do you get from this place to that place. And so
Olivia
it's been
loves
fun.
listening to you. She's like, I'm learning. That's intriguing. That's great.
She's going to do historical next. Just wait.
I'm going to say I have my little graphic. I love the different names. I love it. I mean, also Regina Hart, Books Are My Heart. It speaks to my heart. So, I mean, for the backlist of titles, I mean, if you want to add another subgenre, I mean, I will also auto buy it. So we're good with that. Show and tell. I'm missing some of the comments. Show and tell. I mean, seriously, the behind the scenes for what you guys must go through, and then the floor plan. That is a great idea. I mean, did you find this? Did you add to it? I mean, that is a very intricate design you have going.
Okay, I found it in a book and then managed to pull it out. But this is only one floor. And if I want to get the other floors, I actually I started with the British Library. They sent me over to the British Archive, and I found, you get a little blurb that says, Kensington Palace, this particular date, second floor by the clock tower. It's like, okay, gimme. And so I asked for like 8 documents, and then they go and look and make sure that they can be copied, because some of these are, old and they're on tissue paper and there's nothing you can do. But I just found out that yes, they can copy them all and for another little fee, but go ahead and email them to me. And I'm supposed to get them December 10th. So I should have the whole array of the palace.
Fantastic.
This is going to be fun.
Fantastic.
So
I was going to say that's a process. You have to wait for them to look into it, though. So are you on pins and needles going, "Ooh, what are they going to come back with?" That's your Christmas present. It's coming. It's coming.
What's really funny is I'm basically just making stuff up. Like, oh yeah, they went to the office, which is through this door in this room. And then I'll highlight it because that's all made up. And when I get the actual locations, I'll have to fix that. But I need to keep moving. So yeah, I can't just wait for these things to be delivered. I have to keep writing. So,
I mean, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. You can totally say no, but do you mind me asking how much that would cost? Because for my first master's degree, I was working on a project. It wasn't even my thesis project, but it was a project for the semester. I was doing an independent study, and I really don't know why, but I was really into Nixon. I wanted to do a screenplay about Nixon, and I was trying to look into how would you do a historically accurate, but also, have the entertainment value. And it was a whole big thing, but I contacted the archives, and I mean, trying to get that, it was going to be something like $1,500. And I'm going, okay, I'll stick with my library, interlibrary loans, but it was a lot of money. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Maybe I just really wanted a lot of documents. Maybe it was an insane request and I just need to go pull up what I submitted. But I always kind of think
just
back
didn't
to
want to do it. So they quoted you some ridiculous amount.
Maybe they're like, okay, this isn't even for her thesis project. Maybe if I said it was my thesis project, they would be going, okay, fine. She's in grad school.
No, this there was a small charge to find it. And then it was £8 to have it copied and emailed to me. So it's £15 per document. So much less. I've gotten things from the Richelieu Library in Paris.
Wow.
And they are even more accommodating. They've pretty much digitized. Well, they digitized everything I needed. That was one thing. So I was getting images from from various theaters and interiors and things from way back in the day. So it was really wonderful.
I'm like, librarians are the best. I'm like, I'm so glad they were so nice to you. And
they are so wonderful. So I think maybe sometimes it just depends on what library you're working with. But yeah.
I mean, chances are they were overwhelmed. Maybe they gave me the price for somebody else. Maybe looking back, maybe I got the wrong email and someone else who had the $1,500 order was like, oh, $20. Okay, makes sense. I'm like, it's been however, I'm 10 years later, I think of this. Anywho. If people in the comments have any questions for these lovely ladies, because I just realized I've been keeping you hostage, but if you have questions for them about their books, their writing process, now is the time to ask, because I am so fascinated and they're both so eloquent. I love chatting with you. That's why I'm like, oh, wait a second. I've been talking to you for such a long time and I didn't even notice.
That's because you're an excellent interviewer.
You've been asking really good questions.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I do. I have to admit, when it comes to 12 Days of Cozies, the day before and the day of, I did not sleep a lot last night. So I'm glad I'm on my interviewing game, because I was nervous, like, oh, am I going to be able to perk up? Because this is the kind of point where you're like, oh, get ready for bed, curl up with the dog, and watch Criminal Minds or watch something on Netflix. I've been watching Death Comes to Paradise a lot. I don't know why.
That's right. It's 8 o'clock. We started at 8 o'clock your time. Yeah.
My dog is probably going, I should be asleep in bed by now, woman. What are you doing? But please do comment if you have any questions. I will put them on the screen. I always go through the comments after the fact. So if you do have something you want to add, you can always add it to the YouTube comments later on. Oh. Oh, thank you so much for joining tonight. And thank you in the comments. I know people have kind of been coming in and out throughout the evening, but thank you for joining. And seriously, I am so impressed with both of you. I have all of their information in the description box, but I am going to pull it up again. So Olivia does have another name. So please be aware of that, because I asked earlier that this is the correct URL. So if you want to go check out all of her information, if you want to go just click on her social media information. You don't have an Instagram, I believe, do you?
Oh, no.
Okay, because I was looking. I was going, I can't tag her. Is that because I'm doing something wrong, or does she just not have an Instagram? So
you're very kind.
So what social media platforms can people find you on? Because I don't want to.
I'm only on Facebook. I'm so sorry. I don't have the energy.
You have a YouTube channel. It hasn't been updated a little bit, but I am a subscriber.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I don't know about that YouTube channel, really.
Well, it says Books by Patricia. That's the name of the channel, I'm pretty sure. Books by Patricia. And again, this is Books Are My Heart. So immediately I'm going, she's speaking to me.
Yeah.
And then you do have, I have your Instagram information right here. Are you on any other platforms that people should be aware of, where they can look out for all the updates of things to come for September 2026? I can't believe we're saying 2026.
I'm sorry. I usually post to Instagram, but I'm also on Facebook, and that's Dianne Freeman author. And yeah,
you have a newsletter, Dianne?
I do have a newsletter. Yes, if you go to my website, difreeman.com, you can sign up for my newsletter, and my newsletter is kind of fun. I give you some background, and then I always have a book of the month. That's my favorite book for that month that I give away. And in December, I am going to be talking about the books, under promoted books that I feel like you're not finding, because they're either with a small publisher who doesn't have the money to promote, or they're a mid-list author, or they're just not a big name. So you're not finding them, but I've enjoyed like dozens of really, really good books that are not getting the recognition they deserve. So that's what I'll be talking about on my newsletter this month.
Can you give us a like one little title, or like a little sneak peek of a book that you're going to be referencing? Because I'm going, I want to know. I'm being a little kid. Like, I want to know what's under the tree.
Shoot, I'm looking. Okay, this one might not be the perfect example, but I adored this book. A lot of them I read on my Kindle, so I can't show it to you. But this one, might have a little more promo than the others. But it was fabulous. It is a police procedural, but it's like really mellow. It's not Dragnet style, And I think cozy readers would really enjoy it. It takes place in Wales, so you're getting a little bit of a different language. She's actually got a glossary in here, what these words mean. But you get used to it after a little bit, and you don't have to look at the glossary anymore. And it's just a really clever mystery, very clever. I really enjoyed it. So that's one of them.
the two of you are elongating my TBR. I have another book to read about writing. I now have this mystery to read. I have
Don't you hate that?
No, I love it. I'm like, oh, I'm excited. But
it's just getting to them.
Well, I understand what you're talking about. I have a lot of things that are on the Kindle, or I mean, I find things through Amazon, or I get the BookBub, and whenever they have their sales or their free ebook downloads, and I do those a lot. So I'm going, oh, I want to go see what her hidden gems are, because there are so many hidden gem titles and authors who you want to shine the like sleuthing spotlight on. I mean, I'm honored that I get to do that for you guys tonight. I mean, both of you I consider big names, but I'm like, please read their books.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have one final question. Where did it go? I lost it. It was, oh, here we go. Here, StreamYard, be nice to me. We've been doing so good so far. How do you get your ideas for each book, the plots/murders? Sorry if you covered this before. You just came into the chat. I mean, that is a fair question. What was the little spark of, hey, maybe England and Victorian setting, and hey, maybe she's a widow? I mean, Olivia, I mean, you have your Little Caribbean. So you mentioned the setting is what you were originally kind of, you that's your area. You grew up there. But I mean, did you ever go like, hey, maybe a murder should happen here? I mean, what sparked the intrigue? What made you both think, hey, this would be a really good cozy mystery?
Like I said, aristocrats behaving badly. They keep it up, somebody's going to get hurt.
Well, what made you think, hey, aristocrats? They might look all prim and proper, but was it Bridgerton?
No. Okay. If you want to start from the very beginning, I was fascinated by the whole American heiress thing. That was a phenomenon. They actually had quarterly periodicals that were distributed. You could buy in New York, and it would tell you. It was like, I don't know, Tinder. Not was he tall, dark, and handsome, but what holdings did he have? Who were the single titled gentlemen in Europe? And it was a new list every quarter. And so you know, a mom could pick who they wanted their daughter to have and see if they could make a deal, because this was really brokering a deal. This wasn't falling in love and getting married. And I just felt like the girls who did that, because they were generally pretty young women who did that, were so courageous. And they left and went to another continent by themselves, where they became their new husband's property. And even though they may have brought a big bag of money with them, they handed that over, and they had to make a life. But it was that, or always be on the outside looking in if you were in New York or Boston or Philadelphia, because they were not old money. And a lot of times the way their fathers made their money was kind of questionable. So nobody wanted to let them in that circle. So they didn't have a lot of choices, but this was a risky choice. And I just knew I wanted to write a story with an American heiress. And then I went, wouldn't it be cool if she solved crimes? That's what that boiled down to.
Well,
but as far as
what if?
Yeah. But as far as every book, plot ideas are everywhere. You know, I have no problem finding them. They just kind of come to me. And I'm sure Olivia, same type of thing.
What was your spark?
Yes. Because if you look at the character, your amateur sleuth, what would get her out of the bakery to investigate a murder? So in the first book, she was the suspect. In the second book, her mother is the suspect. And in the third book, her cousin asks for help. So that's how it starts.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that so much, because one of my biggest pet peeves is when the sleuther is just going, I'm looking over the shrubs into someone's backyard, and now I'm going to insert myself into the town mystery, even though I just moved to town. I don't know anybody, but I have a mystery to solve. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, what just happened? I love to actually have a reason for them to go sleuthing. So it makes it feel realistic versus, hey, I have a mystery to solve, even though I have no skills, no forensics, no nothing. I'm going to solve this, even though there are cops in town. Like, nope.
One one of the things that makes me a little uncomfortable is think about it. The person you are chasing did not have any qualms about putting a bullet in somebody else. So how would your family feel about you chasing after that person? I mean, I once helped to stop a fight in a post office, and my sister is still upset with me about that. Imagine if there were guns involved. She would cut me out.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to write about it, because that's the only way it's going to be experienced.
It's much safer.
Yeah, so when I put myself in the amateur sleuth's position and I don't really have what for me is a big motivation to chase after someone who has killed at least one other person, I'm not comfortable with that.
I see. I had mentioned too, reading the newspapers of the era. And a lot of times that leads me to the next plot. I read that at one time, okay, I'm looking now at November 1899, and oh, look, there's a visit from the Crown Prince Mikhailovich from Russia, and it's like, oh wow, this is cool. I should have some Russian thing, and it just sparks something, and you
That's
kind
neat.
of come up with an idea. So yeah.
What made you decide to read historical newspapers? Because I feel like this is going to sound terrible, but you already know what happens.
You
Like, you
don't know
already
what
know.
happens on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, fair enough. I'm like, you know where we're going with this revolution. So
That's so funny because it's like, oh gee, what happens today?
I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, because originally when you said newspapers, I always think, oh, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. I'm like, that's not the newspaper she's referring to. And I'm going,
Actually, yeah. When I was because I have a little bit of French, but I'm not fluent in French. So when I had my characters in Paris, I was actually reading. The New York Times has the Times Machine, which is all the old archives, and they had a special segment day after day after day about the Great Exposition as that was going on. And that was the time period that I had my characters in Paris. So that saved me being able to read it in English.
Awesome.
like, Google Translate was not invented yet.
Not for that much.
Like, no. I mean, now what is it? The GBT chat? I always
GPT, yeah.
thank you. This is again why I need a little caffeine jolt. Lady Gizmo, I still like the Tinder reference. And then no one spoil the ending of Titanic.
Trying to see. I'm going to excuse myself for a second because I actually think I have a copy of that Tinder thing.
It's so funny though. I mean, I've seen other historical reference. I mean, I feel like I've spent a lot of time with pop culture where there was another TV show, but it was more inappropriate than that, I felt like, because they were talking about the money. Oh, she has it.
I do. This is from March of 1890. I don't think you can see it very well.
Get out of town.
Yeah, but some publisher, who is it? I don't even know, decided to rebind these and reprint them, and it's hilarious. They have first the Americans who did, the first section is the Americans who did marry these guys. And they list them and when they got married and what their holdings are. And then it's the single guys who's available. And it's
wow.
This was a cottage industry. It went on for about 25 years. So people thought, I can make money off this. I'm gonna. So it was pretty.
I don't know why, but I'm picturing like the matchmaker game. Like I picture like an Instagram story, like today's daily bachelor is wink, 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 nudge. Like there's so much fun to be had. Untitled Americans will be on your TBR. That's like, is it on Amazon? Can we add that to their Cyber Monday deal?
Yeah, it's funny.
I know.
But you see why I was fascinated by the whole thing.
I mean, that is an interesting spark. I mean, but you also then had all these other puzzle pieces you had to create and then fit together. So it's almost like you have the idea, but actually writing it is a totally other bit.
It's never as easy as you think it's going to be.
I always think of the movie montage. You're never just going to have a montage and get it all out. Like you said 3 years. 3 years. That is sticking with me. That is perseverance in a nutshell. Prime example.
Okay, well, we also remodeled our kitchen at that time, and we did a few. So it wasn't like 3 years of solid working on this. But, yeah.
I mean, fair enough. You're like, I also lived a bit of a life.
It did, yes.
But it's in the back of your brain, niggling at you.
Always.
But I just saw this. You're so brave, getting involved with the post office.
Yeah, a post office fight.
Funny.
That is so weird that it was in the post office that somebody.
Well, it started out on the sidewalk, and then they just fought their way into.
Oh God!
It was just so. I couldn't believe this was happening in my post office.
Yeah.
Does that count as a federal crime? Because post office
location.
Yeah, I was like, does that be a factor in?
And there were 2 retirees.
Hey, you don't mess with us retirees.
No, apparently not. They were.
I just saw this talk about going postal.
Yeah.
This is why it's a cozy mystery community, because we can have puns like this and be appreciated. But you guys are both so amazing, and I'm having the best time chatting with you. I did just look at the clock and go, it is almost 9:30. Wow. Time just totally got away from me. So if there is something else you guys want to talk about, discuss, whether it's your cozy mysteries, something else that you want to just touch on or go back to question wise, you're going, wait, that actually I want to elaborate on, or, oh, I would love to just add one more thing. If there's something you are thinking of, comments, this is your time now. And fun fact comments, where is it? I have all the books here. There's so many books. And now I got Miss Marple. I need to reorganize the library. All of the comments tonight. So this is my surprise giveaway reveal. So Berkeley, they are amazing. It was so funny because they reached out to me about this book, and I messaged back saying I was doing 12 days of cozies, and if they wanted, I could organize a giveaway. They came back and said, well, here are 3 books. So they're allowing me to do 3 giveaways of this particular title. So tonight is the first giveaway of The Botanist's Assistant by Peggy Townsend. And I have not read this yet. I keep looking at it every time because the colors pull me in. This cover is just fantastic. So all of the comments tonight are going towards a giveaway. So my way of saying thank you for participating tonight. So first reveal. So I'll probably leave this open. And also I'm trying to figure out if maybe leave this giveaway open for another 24 hours, so if someone watches after the fact, they can comment here on YouTube and still get a giveaway entry in, because I know it's really hard with timings, and I know there are international sleuthers, but it does seem like a wonderful opportunity. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew, get your comments, and even if it's just an emoji of a book, that will count as your entry for this. But I am very appreciative of both of you joining tonight. I've only followed you online. I know you said you only have Facebook, but you do have Facebook. So I've only ever really been able to see you and interact with you online and being able to actually converse with you. You more than lived up to what I was hoping as the fangirl. You were both so eloquent and so kind and so thoughtful with your answers. I'm very appreciative of you taking the time to celebrate cozy mysteries and enlighten us about what goes on behind the scenes. Again, we see the end result as I have the flowers. We don't want anything to happen to them. We see the end result, and knowing what goes on behind the scenes is so different. And I appreciate you being so honest, and people in the comments were loving you. Yes, thank you. It was a great conversation. You guys were so insightful, and I had the best time chatting with you. You're so eloquent. This is why they're writers. They can just converse and express themselves so wonderfully.
I always say the reason I'm a writer is because I can't talk very well.
That's not true, Diane.
You totally
maybe I'm getting better.
You just
Angela, you're an excellent interviewer, and you're so charming. You did a really wonderful. You made me feel so welcome and comfortable. You're an excellent interviewer. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you too, Angela, and all the people for showing up for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. You're a fabulous host.
Oh, thank Thank you so much for saying that. I really do try my best because I know if people are taking the time out of their lives, I want to make sure I do the best job I can for you. Hence the graphics I make beforehand and trying to make sure I promote you guys with the different posts on Instagram and across platforms because you deserve it. So I'm really glad that, you feel seen and heard with that. So I'm glad. Thank you. They made me so happy.
You.
I'm gonna get excited. I was like, where's the party popper?
I still wish I had one of those.
I'm going to the store.
I'm inspiring you. You're like, okay, one more party popper to kick off 12 days. How about that? One more. Whee!
Yay.
Thank you guys for joining in the comments. You guys are so sweet. What I'll do is I'll go through the comments. I'll probably again leave this live for another 24 hours and I'll announce the giveaway winner on Instagram and Threads and Blue Sky. And hopefully you'll see your username and email me or DM me so that you can get your prize, which is over there now. But it will come from Berkeley, not from me, unfortunately. So it will come directly from Berkeley. So I'll let them know who wins and when. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm so appreciative of both of these lovely ladies. Again, we read them for the book club. Those of you who participated loved both of their books. If you haven't read them yet, please add them to the TBR. All of their information is in the description box. And I will continue to share their information and share this link because they deserve it, especially after spending all this time tonight chatting with us. I did figure out the party poppers. Yes, I'll do one more. So these are tissue paper. They're silent. So they're all jam-packed. And you have to go wee, and they'll pop out like that. So yes, we had different versions of party poppers. I have the old school ones coming back for January, though, because we have to kick off with a bang, of course. But I feel like we kicked off 12 Days of Cozies with a bang, though, too. So
I think you did.
Still exciting. Still got the party poppers. Definitely worth it. So, thank you so much in the comments. Please stay safe, kind, and creative. And as always, happy reading, writing, and sleuthing. Good night, everyone.
Good night.